Have you ever found yourself wide awake at midnight, staring at the clock, wondering why sleep seems to slip through your fingers? You're not alone. As we age, it's not unusual for nights to feel longer, tossing and turning, replacing the peaceful rest we once took for granted. Maybe you've tried counting sheep, breathing exercises, even those fancy sleep apps, yet nothing seems to help you drift off. Well, what if the secret to better slumber isn't another gadget or pill, but something as simple as sipping a soothing drink before bed? Tonight, we're swapping restless nights for restful ones by exploring 5 natural, delicious nighttime beverages designed to help seniors fall asleep fast. No prescriptions, no fancy equipment, just everyday ingredients and a cozy cup in your hand. We'll start by uncovering 2 classic favorites that have soothed generations: warm milk and chamomile tea. Then we'll move on to a tangy twist with tart cherry juice, dive into the earthy depths of valerian root tea, and finally indulge in a golden milk recipe that feels like a hug in a mug. Along the way, I'll share the science behind why each drink works, simple ways to prepare them, and tips for making them part of your nightly wind-down ritual. By the end of this first segment, you'll have 2 powerful sleep aids to try tonight. So let's pour that first cup and get you on the road to dreamland. Imagine yourself on a chilly evening, the house quieting down, and in your hand, a small pot of warm milk steaming softly. You take a gentle sip, the creamy warmth spreading through your body, and for a moment, everything feels calm. This isn't just nostalgia for Grandma's kitchen. There's real science behind why warm milk can help you nod off. Whether cow's milk or a fortified plant-based alternative, milk contains an amino acid called tryptophan. You may remember hearing about tryptophan at Thanksgiving, blamed for post-turkey drowsiness. But its real magic lies in its role as a building block for serotonin, our brain's feel-good chemical, which in turn helps produce melatonin, the hormone that tells our body it's bedtime. By sipping a warm glass before you crawl under the covers, you're giving your brain a gentle nudge toward relaxation. Research published in the Journal of Nutrients shows that ingesting tryptophan-rich foods can boost brain serotonin levels, helping to quiet racing thoughts and pave the way for sleep. And there's an extra benefit to that soothing warmth. Our bodies love gentle heat before bed. It signals that it's time to slow down, the same way a warm bath or heated blanket can lull you toward rest. When you add just a hint of honey or a pinch of nutmeg or cinnamon, you're not only enhancing flavor but also indulging in small rituals that prime your mind to let go of the day's worries. So tonight, instead of reaching for another screen, heat a cup of milk, wrap your hands around it, and sip slowly. Notice how the warmth and gentle sweetness combine to ease you into a calmer state. Even if it doesn't knock you out instantly, the ritual itself can send a powerful signal to your body. It's time for sleep. Now let's drift from that milky comfort into the floral embrace of chamomile tea. Picture a clear glass teapot, pale golden liquid swirling with tiny petals. Chamomile has been a bedtime favorite for centuries, and again, there's real substance behind its soothing reputation. Chamomile contains an antioxidant known as apigenin. This natural compound binds to receptors in the brain that help reduce anxiety and trigger drowsiness. In other words, chamomile is like nature's gentle lullaby, singing your mind into a peaceful state. A study in the Journal of Advanced Nursing found that new mothers who sipped chamomile tea nightly for 2 weeks reported better sleep quality and fewer symptoms of depression. We often overlook the connection between mood and rest. When anxiety eases, sleep deepens. Another piece of research in molecular medicine reports highlights how chamomile's blend of flavonoids, phenolic acids, and terpenoids contributes to its calming properties. So, when you steep a chamomile sachet in hot water, you're inviting both comfort and chemistry to work together in your favor. Here's how to make your own chamomile ritual. Place a generous teaspoon of dried chamomile flowers into a cup or tea infuser. Pour over freshly boiled water, and let it steep for 5 to 7 minutes. Cover the cup so the heat and aromatics are trapped. Then remove the flowers and take a moment to inhale that delicate, honey-like scent. You might choose to add a sliver of fresh lemon or a drop of lavender oil for extra relaxation. Sit comfortably, wrap your hands around the warm mug, and take slow sips, focusing on the floral notes dancing on your palate. As you drink, notice your shoulders softening, your breathing slowing, and your mind gently releasing the day's chatter. Chamomile isn't an instant sedative. Think of it as a steady river guiding you toward drowsiness. By now, you've learned 2 simple but powerful ways to prime your body for sleep: the creamy comfort of warm milk with its tryptophan boost, and the soothing embrace of chamomile tea with its apigenin-driven calm. Both are easy to prepare, kind to your budget, and gentle on your system. Tonight, give either, or both, a try. Experiment. Maybe a half cup of warm milk, followed by a small chamomile cup, taken 20 minutes before head hits pillow. See which ritual resonates most with you. As you settle in for the rest of the video, where we'll explore 3 more nighttime elixirs that can transform your sleep. Remember this. You deserve rest that feels as nurturing as it is restorative. These simple drinks aren't just bedtime beverages. They're self-care moments, small but meaningful pauses in your day that whisper to your body, relax, let go. And in those pauses, you reclaim the deep, rejuvenating sleep that helps you greet each morning with energy and ease. When you're ready for the next sip of sleep wisdom, stick around, because our next 2 drinks take us into tangy and herbal territories that you won't want to miss. Now that you've let the warmth of milk and the gentle floral notes of chamomile set the stage for sleep, let's explore 2 more nighttime elixirs that bring their own unique magic to your bedtime routine. These next sips dive into nature's deep reservoirs of melatonin and calming compounds, working with your body's clock and brain chemistry so you can finally let go and drift into true restland. Imagine pouring a glass of ruby red juice, bright, tart, and almost jewel-like in the moonlight. That's tart cherry juice, one of the few whole food sources of melatonin, the very hormone that tells your body, okay, it's time to sleep. In our younger years, our pineal gland releases melatonin naturally as dusk deepens. But as we age, that nightly surge can fade, leaving our internal clock a bit out of sync. By sipping on tart cherry juice an hour or 2 before lights out, you're giving your body a gentle nudge to kickstart melatonin production again. Researchers have put this juicy secret to the test. In one study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food, adults who drank 2 servings of tart cherry juice every day for 2 weeks experienced both longer total sleep time and more efficient sleep, meaning fewer midnight wake UPS. Another trial at Louisiana State University found that people battling insomnia gained nearly 90 extra minutes of slumber each night just by adding that tangy pour to their routine. And because these studies focused on pure, unsweetened tart cherry juice, no added sugar, no fancy blends, you know you're tapping directly into nature's original sleep-inducing formula. To make your own pre-bedtime ritual, look for 100% tart cherry juice at the store or local market. Pour about 6 to 8 ounces into a glass and let it sit for a few minutes, allowing any natural pulp to settle. If the flavor feels too intense on its own, you might dilute it half and half with water or even a mild herbal tea. Sip slowly while you dim the lights and settle into a cozy chair. Notice the bright tang awakening your senses for the day's last dance, while underneath it all, melatonin begins its soothing work. As you finish that last drop, the liquid fuel you've provided will carry you into that dreamy threshold where consciousness softens. You might find yourself yawning more quickly, your eyelids growing heavy in a way that feels different from ordinary tiredness. More calm, more inviting. That's the tart cherry's melatonin whisper, telling your body, you've done enough today, now rest. Let's step from the orchard into the herb garden for our 4th drink, valerian root tea. If melatonin is the key to unlocking sleep's door, valerian is the calming hand that turns the knob. This earthy, slightly sweet woody brew has been woven into bedtime traditions since ancient Greece and Rome, prized for its natural ability to quiet the mind and soothe the nerves. The secret lies in valerian's effect on GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, the brain's main calming neurotransmitter. GABA slows down those hyperactive neurons that keep your thoughts racing long after the lights go out. By sipping valerian tea about an hour before you plan to hit the pillow, you're inviting your brain to bathe in GABA's relaxing glow. Clinical research backs this up. A review in the American Journal of Medicine showed that daily valerian doses can shave minutes off the time it takes to fall asleep, while also deepening sleep cycles so you wake feeling more refreshed. Another small trial in phytotherapy research found that participants who drank valerian experienced fewer nighttime disturbances and reported a noticeable uplift in next-day energy. Preparing valerian root tea is simple. Steep 1 to 2 grams of dried valerian root in boiling water for about 10 to 15 minutes. Cover the cup to trap both heat and the full spectrum of aromatic compounds. Once strained, you're left with a cup of warm, amber liquid that smells slightly sweet, with a hint of earthy musk. If the flavor feels strong at first, blend it with a milder herbal tea, perhaps a dash of chamomile or a sprig of mint, to soften the edges. Take small, mindful sips, paying attention to how the flavor settles in your throat and chest, and notice how your breathing slows as your mind grazes the edges of rest. One tip: because valerian's effects build gradually, consistency helps. Try incorporating this tea into your nightly ritual 5 to 7 nights a week, and observe how your body learns to associate that specific flavor and smell with winding down. Over time, you may find that merely the scent of valerian alone begins the relaxation process, much like how certain songs trigger happy memories. By now you've added 2 powerful drinks to your sleep toolbox. The tart cherry juice resets your hormone clock with a melatonin boost, and valerian root tea quiets the mind by amplifying GABA's soothing influence. Both work in different but complementary ways, one tuning your body's internal signal to sleep, the other dimming the mental chatter that keeps you wide awake. As these beverages settle in, you may notice lighter tension in your shoulders, a slower rhythm to your breath, or a gentle wave of drowsiness that wasn't there before. Allow yourself to lean into these sensations. Resist the temptation to check another notification or replay the day's events. Instead, let the drinks guide you into a natural, unforced descent toward sleep. In our next segment, we'll introduce our 5th and final nighttime sip, a golden elixir that combines anti-inflammatory power with cozy warmth, and I'll share a small bonus tip to tie all these rituals together for maximum effect. Keep that water kettle close and your favorite mug at the ready, because your journey to better sleep still has one more delicious step to take. And remember, each sip you take tonight is a step toward mornings where you awake clear-headed, energized, and truly rested. Now, as the steam from your valerian tea still curls in the air, let's turn our attention to a drink that looks like liquid sunshine and feels like a warm hug before bed. You've probably heard of golden milk, a velvety, golden orange elixir that marries turmeric's ancient healing power with the comforting richness of milk. In Ayurvedic tradition, this concoction has been sipped for centuries to soothe inflammation, calm the mind, and prepare the body for restorative rest. Tonight, it might be your ticket to drifting off without a second thought. Picture this: you're in your favorite chair, wrapped in a cozy blanket, the day's stresses still lingering like a faint echo. You heat a cup of milk, dairy, almond, soy, whichever you prefer, until it's just warm enough to feel gentle on your lips. You stir in a teaspoon of bright yellow turmeric powder, sprinkle in a pinch of warming cinnamon, and add a whisper of ground ginger for just enough bite. If you like a touch of sweetness, a drizzle of honey or maple syrup rounds it out. Finally, a tiny grind of black pepper, here's the secret boost, helps your body absorb curcumin, turmeric's superstar compound. Curcumin is the real hero here. Modern research shows that curcumin carries potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. What does that mean for your sleep? Inflammation, even low-grade, can keep your body on high alert. Twitching joints, achy muscles, restless legs. Curcumin quietly turns down that internal alarm system. By reducing inflammatory signals, you give your nervous system permission to unwind. In one animal study published in the Journal of Phytomedicine, curcumin extended total sleep time and even deepened the sleep stages associated with physical restoration. While human studies are still emerging, countless wellness experts and centuries of tradition speak to golden milk's ability to soothe both body and mind. As you sip this glowing brew, notice how the warmth spreads from your chest downward. Perhaps you feel your shoulders drop an extra inch, your jaw unclench, or your thoughts slow from rapid fire to a gentle whisper. Each swallow is like a tiny signal to your cells. It's safe to rest now. Over time, that nightly ritual of golden milk becomes a Pavlovian lullaby. Your body learns to anticipate sleep whenever it tastes that blend of turmeric, milk, and spice. If you've struggled with a racing mind at bedtime, reminding you of unfinished errands, upcoming appointments, snippets of conversations replaying on loop, golden milk can help break that cycle. The combined anti-inflammatory power of curcumin and the cozy comfort of a warm drink give your brain something else to focus on. The here and now, the gentle swirl of color in your mug, the spice tingle at the back of your throat. Allow yourself to linger in that moment, to breathe with it, until drowsiness nudges you toward bed. And now, with 5 nighttime drinks in your toolkit, warm milk, chamomile, tart cherry juice, valerian tea, and golden milk, let's weave them together into a bedtime strategy that fits your life. Maybe you start the evening with a glass of tart cherry juice as you dim the lights and read a chapter of your favorite book. 60 minutes before bed, you brew valerian tea to quiet the mind. 15 minutes before lights out, you settle in with a small cup of golden milk, stirring each ingredient mindfully, savoring the warmth. One simple sequence might look like this: Dim lamps at 8 o'clock. Pour 6 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice and rest with it for 20 minutes. Then, at 8:30, steep your valerian root tea and sip slowly as you do some gentle stretches or gratitude journaling. Finally, at 9:30, warm up your golden milk, add a pinch of cinnamon, and let the spice lull you as you slip under the covers. Within minutes, your internal clock syncs to the rising melatonin from the cherries and the calming GABA boost from valerian, soothed further by turmeric's anti-inflammatory hug. Before you know it, breathing slows, brain waves soften, and you slip into the deep, healing sleep your body has been craving. Remember, these are not instant, one-and-done fixes. Your sleep patterns have built up over years, and rewiring them takes a little time and consistency. Give each drink a fair trial, 3 to 5 nights in a row, and notice how your body responds. You might discover that chamomile tea works miracles on nights when your mind won't quiet, while golden milk is your go-to for aching joints. Keep a simple journal by your bedside. Note which drink you had, what time you took it, and how quickly you fell asleep. Over a couple of weeks, patterns will emerge and you'll have a personalized bedtime blueprint. If one drink doesn't suit you, perhaps you find valerian's flavor too intense or tart cherry too sour. Customize it. Blend chamomile and lavender for double the floral calm. Add a dash of magnesium powder to your milk for an extra muscle-relaxing kick. Mix and match until you craft the ritual that feels both soothing and sustainable. Before we close, let me share one final tip. Pair these drinks with a simple wind-down routine. Turn off bright screens an hour before bed. Dim overhead lights and switch on a soft lamp or candle. Do a few gentle neck rolls, shoulder shrugs, or ankle circles to say goodnight to each part of your body. Read a favorite poem or listen to calming music. Something that feels nurturing, not overly stimulating. By combining mindful movement, sensory cues, and these natural sleep-boosting beverages, you create a holistic bedtime experience that signals safety, comfort, and rest. I'd love to hear which drink you're most excited to try first. Are you reaching for the tart cherry juice to reset your melatonin? Or will you cozy up with golden milk's turmeric warmth? Drop a comment below and share your plan with us. And if this video has sparked a new hope for better nights, please give it a thumbs up. Every like helps us bring more natural sleep solutions to the community. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you never miss our next deep dive into wellness tips crafted just for those of us who treasure every minute of restful sleep. Here's to nights full of peaceful dreams and mornings bursting with renewed energy. Sleep well, dear friends, and remember, the best sleep of your life might be just one sip away.